Hi there everyone. So in last tutorial we saw how to automatically move our enemy rectangle. If I run our code, we have this up until now. So in this tutorial what I'm going to do is we're going to manage some memories for the bullet. You see how the bullets are going outside of the window, as these are the instances of our bullet. There's dynamically allocated memory for this bullets inside the bullet list. Like if you see the fire bullet function here, you can see that it is created dynamically and stored inside our bullet list, right? So each of these instances have been generated. Like see, you can see how many bullets are created. All these bullets are going outside of the window but not getting destroyed. So this is taking a lot of memory. If you keep on playing the game for some time, this might crash because it has a lot of memory that was gone but never recovered. So for that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna delete the memory and the bullet whenever it goes outside of the window. Let's say outside of the top part of the window, right? And for that, what we're gonna do is we'll go inside our bullet or header file, our bullet.cpp file, and here is the movement function responsible for changing the position of our bullet. So inside here, what we're gonna say is give the condition that if our current position is less than 0, less than 0 means what? Like in negative, right? If something goes outside the negative, that means that goes outside the top of the window, because our top of the window starts from 0 coordinate on the y-axis, right? If it goes outside, that means it's on negative. And if that happens, I want to emit a signal. So I'm going to say that bullet destroyed. So I want to emit this signal as soon as the bullet goes outside of the window. As we have not declared this bullet anywhere inside bullet or header, so I'm going to quickly go and declare this inside signals. So I'm going to say void bullet destroyed, right? So why did I do this? Why did I create a signal instead of directly deleting the bullet inside the CPP right here? We cannot do that because our list, the bullet list where the instances of the bullets are stored, are inside our controller class, not inside our bullet class. So we need to connect our controller class with our bullet class, and that we're gonna do with signals and slot. So if you go to bullet.cpp, here I want to connect signals and slots. So I say connect, and our sender will be this class, which is bullet, and our signal is going to be bullet destroyed, right? So and bullet class, and bullet destroyed is going to be a signal. Whenever this signal is emitted, I want to call controller class. Controller class is going to be our parent. So I'm gonna pass through this, not really parent, but I'm gonna pass it as a constructor. So just write controller here, and then slot from controller dot, let's name the slot to be delete bullet. We yet have not created a slot, and we yet have not passed the controller through our constructor. So we're gonna pass the constructor through our this bullet constructor. So go to your header file, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna include controller type and controller. So this is taking controller type controller, but we don't have the access to controller. If you include controller here dot header file, this gonna give you an error. Main file cannot be included recursively, because recursively means what? This same bullet class is included in controller. So see, same error. So you cannot include our controller inside our bullet or header file. So we have something else. I'm gonna redeclare our class controller. Like this way we can do so, and I'm gonna go back to our seems good, and I'm gonna go back to our bullet.source file. Here controller is still missing. I'm gonna close this. So here you can import or include your controller header. Looks good. Here I'm gonna say controller, right? Oops. Yeah, should be good. Now we only have the error in delete bullet because we have not created this slot inside our controller. So I'm gonna go to controller. Here I already got an error in fire bullet. I can see it whenever I like move to this space in controller CPP, because we have two constructor, right? So I'm gonna say this because our constructor has controller object, which is also this, and our parent can be this as well. So I'm gonna give both at this. Looks good. Do we have an error? No. So here what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a slot inside our controller header. I'm gonna go into slots, and I'm gonna say void, what was the slot that we named here, and bullet.cpp delete bullet. Okay, so we're gonna create this slot inside controller.header. So delete bullet. This is going to be our slot. And notice, see, there is a lot of instances inside this list. How does a function or this delete bullet will know which instance to delete? How does it know? Like there's a lot of bullets coming out of the rectangle, right? How do we know that specific bullet which has like crossed the margin of the window needs to be deleted? There are a lot of bullets. How does it differentiate between them? So for that, what we're gonna do is inside bullet again, in your signals, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send the parameter of our bullet. So I'm gonna say bullet type bullet. So whenever this signal is emitted, you can send the parameter, right? And then inside your bullet.cpp again, I'm gonna say this. So now what happens? See what happened. Whenever this bullet, any instances, this property doesn't belong to any one instance, it's for every instance, right? So any one instance that, or any instance that the bullet instance, any type of bullet instance that goes outside of the window, which has the condition here, if current position is less than 0, which means that the instance which goes outside the window will emit this bullet destroyed signal with that instance's address as a parameter. So this address we can pick up later in controller.cpp. So here when we created our inside controller.header file, we created the slot. So for the slot I'm gonna give bullet and bullet. So I'm also taking this parameter which was connected through signal slot, so I can access the bullet now, address of the bullet. So inside this slot I'm going to add definition by clicking on the name of the function and then add definition to controller.cpp. Here we have the delete bullet slot, and here what I'm going to say is index is equal to, so index is going to keep the index of our this bullet instance inside of our bullet list. So I'm going to say bullet list dot index of, and index of what? Our bullet. See what I'm doing is just like how I said, bullet list has a lot of instances. The more we hit the space button, the more this fire bullet function will be executed and making more these bullets inside of this bullet list, right? So we're saying whatever the bullet was crossing the line above the window should emit a signal which will send the address of that specific instance, which we were taking through slot, which was connected with that signal, taking the same parameter bullet, and then we are saying that put that index into a variable and by using index of here, we are taking the index of that particular index inside the bullet list and giving it into this variable. Now I'm going to check if this index is not equal to 0, not equal to -1. 0 index can be 0, right? So -2, sorry, -1. So this index can be 0 but not -1. So if in this condition, what we're going to do is we're going to delete the bullet list of index what of this current instances index, which we have kept inside the index variable. So we're going to delete this instance, and we also going to remove its position. We also going to take the space from the bullet list. So now we only deleted the instance from the memory, but the placeholder for that instance, the index of that instance, still exists inside the bullet list. Bullet list dot remove add index. See, the difference between these two is this deletes the memory, this deletes the place inside list of the instance. So instance is deleted. After deleting that instance of the bullet which was going out, we are deleting its place inside the bullet list, so that the indexes, there shouldn't be any unusual behavior in the index, because you took something out of the list and destroyed that thing, but the place where that thing was existing is still existing. So we are also removing this thing, and we're also removing the placeholder where the thing was splashed. For example, there's an apple inside a box. Now you destroyed the apple, but the box still exists, so we are also destroying the box. And this list is nothing more than a linked boxes, box, a lot of boxes linked together. You took apple out of it and destroyed it, but the box where the apple was kept need to be destroyed as well. And but you cannot destroy the box before deleting the apple. That's why we use delete before deleting its place. So this seems good. And also I want to emit a signal. Emit, what did we change? We changed the bullet list, right? So bullet changed. Seems good. I also, because now we don't know if this is working or not, so I'm just gonna print something to verify if the bullets are actually getting deleted. So I'll say like bullet destroyed. Bullet destroyed. I really hope that this is not as confusing as I am thinking that it might be, but hopefully you guys are understanding what this is. If you know C++, then this shouldn't be that confusing, but how everything is placed together, I'm just feeling that way, that you are having a confusion on these things. But if you follow me with this tutorial, write this code down, and then again go through this code yourself, you would understand it much more better. But if there is any confusion, you can let me know in the comments though. I'm always there to help you. I'll try to reply it as much as possible, as fast as possible. I don't know what's happening with my English speaking skills. So this is it. Let me run this program again. And okay, so I'm only going to throw one bullet. If it goes outside of the window, yes, fired bullets, bullet destroyed. I'm gonna throw 3 bullets. 3 of them went outside, fired 3 bullets, fired, bullets destroyed. So we successfully deleted the memory of each bullet that was going outside of the window, keeping it memory safe and managing the memory well. So I'll see you in the next one, where we in the next one probably we will do the collision detection, and then whenever the bullet hits our enemy, right now it goes right through the enemy, so I want both bullet and enemy to get destroyed, and that will later on increase your scores. So I'll see you in the next one.